noise for the Latin American sisters and brothers. From Colombia, from Chile, from Ecuador, from all over Latin America, because we know that it is an attack on the whole continent of Latin America. And we're all using our phones, and we can see that Nicolas Maduro and his wife were in the court today, and he says, I am still the president of Venezuela. We agree, and I agree completely with what the platform said. We say hands off Venezuela, and we say free Nicolas Maduro. This is absolutely clear, but I want to make it also clear the argument that says that Starmer has not got a spine, and the argument that says that he is a coward, in my view, is completely false, right? Because Starmer's spine is in the interest of British Empire and British imperialism. That's why he's not speaking out, because he's absolutely the most firm and disgusting ally of the British and the Americans in the Middle East, conducting the war of genocide against the Palestinian people. For the last 100 years they've been doing it. When David Lammy says he subscribed to the Balfour Declaration, he was not only underpinning that he is in favour of the war against the Palestinian people, he's pledging his allegiance to empire. That's what the Labour government has done ever since this government came into office, and every other Labour government before them, if the truth is told. So we are against US imperialism, but let it be very clear, we are against all forms of imperialism. We are against British imperialism, and we are against Labour imperialism as well. By misfortune, I am to live in Tottenham, David Lammy's constituency, and he has got the Midas touch in reverse. When he was foreign minister, he was backing the genocide. Now as justice minister, he is refusing to speak to the representatives of political prisoners. And this is absolutely key. The criminalisation of protest here is a continuation of the genocide. It's a continuation of the genocide on British soil. So what we have to do is fight. This has not been a democratic movement. You all know this. There's been loads of people going out wanting to speak. We've been denied speaking rights. You've been denied speaking rights. It's a very narrow band of political opinion, and there's a code which is being used, right? If you can say anything against the United States, but don't attack British corporations, don't attack British imperialism, and we fight on both fronts, because there will be no freedom in this country until we destroy British imperialism once and for all.
So I want to introduce Jonathan from the platform, the 12th of October platform, Plataforma 12 de Octubre, to come up and give the next speech. Make some noise for Unfiltered!
Viva, viva! Venezuela! Viva, viva! Venezuela! Viva, viva! Venezuela! Viva, viva! Venezuela! So we hear the call January of 2026. 36 years after the January of 1990, when the Americans finally got their hands on President Noriega under the same excuse of drug dealing. That followed a period of 3 or 4 weeks of a brutal invasion in which 3,000 or 4,000 people were murdered, half of them from a mainly Afro-Caribbean neighborhood in Panama, called Chorritos. This is also And we heard Donald Trump talk about the Monroe Doctrine. Well,
this is not the first time that the British are colluding with the Americans to attack Venezuela. And it's not the first time that they together mention the Monroe Doctrine. British imperialism is part of the Monroe Doctrine since 1895, when part of Venezuela, the Essequibo, was stolen by them. The United States interfered to negotiate, not because they defended Venezuela, but to impose their rights to own Latin America, the backyard. The curse they put upon us is America for the Americans, the Monroe Doctrine. But what we have assumed, our historical tax, the Latin American working class, is not to be U.S. imperialism's backyard, but U.S. imperialism's grave diggers. Especially now that U.S. imperialism has made the mistake to decide to lash out and commit suicide in Latin America. So we have a message for the Monroe Doctrine. You say, shove the Monroe Doctrine a lloros. Shove the Monroe Doctrine a lloros. Shove the Monroe Doctrine. Shove the Monroe Doctrine. Shove the Monroe Doctrine a lloros. And he said that in Colombia, according to him, what we can use for him, for Donald Trump, there is no way on earth that we, the Colombians, who for over 200 years have been liberated, and the red on our flags of Ecuador, Colombia, Venezuela, symbolize the red of our martyrs. Every single day we look at our flag, we think of the red, those who died for independence. We honor all our martyrs. We honor all our martyrs for continuing to fight for independence. Our war on liberation cost the blood, and for over 200 years, people have been fighting to defend our sovereignty. We will continue. The red will be our color. We are all red because this is what we live for. We'd rather have no life than a life as subjects. We've never been subjects. Viva, viva! Viva, viva! Venezuela! 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 Hands up! Venezuela! Hands up! Venezuela! Hands up! Venezuela! Hands up! Venezuela! Venezuela! Our next speaker, and again, this is an open democratic platform. He's our comrade from the CPGB, the Communist Party of Great Britain, Marxist-Leninist. Make some noise for our comrade.
Thank you for my comrades who opened the mic. This is the true anti-imperialist gathering tonight. Because despite of the cold, we are burning with fury at what is happening. We are here because there is a line that has been drawn in the sand of history, and we are forced, all of us, to take side, to take a very clear side. And I stand before you as a teacher. I had to cancel a lesson tonight because I cannot bear anymore the thought of students being incarcerated without charges and left to die. And this is what the repression of the social democracy means for all of us. Because we are planning to be in the streets, and we are planning to say shame, shame to Labour, and shame to everyone who tried to platform voices like the voices of the parties that are part of the Anti-Fascist International. I represent the organizing committee of the Anti-Fascist International, the British chapter, that was founded by the Venezuelans in January 2025 because they knew what was coming, and they knew that they're fighting fascism, they're fighting imperialism, they're fighting colonialism and all these systems of domination and exploitation. And we as communists know that and respect the will of the Venezuelans, and that's why our parties decided to work together in unity despite any differences, recognizing that the primary contradiction is the US-led NATO drive to war right now. And this is very important that it's clear for everyone. I'm also a Greek, and I'm very, very ashamed of the attitude of the comprador government of my native Greece that applauded the imperialist attack. I am really ashamed, and doubly shamed as a British worker in this country that Starmer and Labour and all the people who want to pen us back and channel us into, the usual institutions that support Labour Party. I'm really doubly ashamed, but I'm so proud of the people who have gathered and stayed tonight to listen to us. And we have to study the attitude of the Venezuelan women in particularly, that are burning in fury at seeing the president paraded like captive in the streets of New York. Is what they did in the Roman Empire. It's called a Roman triumph. But you know what, brothers and sisters, friends and comrades, you know what they're doing? But they parade the dignity of the lion called Nicolás Maduro. And by parading it, it is clear, it is a beacon of humanity and the sign of venceremos. Vivemos e venceremos. The movement is now forming and the movement is now becoming stronger. I want to say that the plunderer is under threat, and that's why they're behaving so frantically. And it's good because they're exposing how imperialism works. They're exposing it in front of everyone's eyes to see. Today the plunderer is desperate and they want to block any alternative. And they targeted Maduro, they targeted Venezuela because Venezuela tried a different way through their independence and their sovereignty to have deals with other countries, especially with China. Okay? And so they target Venezuela as an ally of China. We have to be prepared for the war that they are driving towards, and it is in China. So we have to be alert, like the chant says, alerta, alerta. And the sword of Bolivar, the sword of sovereignty. This is what we want also for this country, for British workers to not hold their heads down in shame, but to be proud. So organized action is what we need right now. We invite everyone to check the antifascistinternational.uk and all the participant parties and the analysis there. And this is the dividing line. The people who just want to come out of the cushion jobs and to just have a little gathering, excluding the radical voices, and the people who really want to work together despite any differences in creating a real alternative. And this is us, comrades. And I hope that we will study together, we'll answer questions together, and that we will have a real and unapologetic side to give to the British workers because they need it desperately. We say we stand with Venezuela against imperialist regime change. We stand with the majority of the world that is strangled by the US-led NATO imperialism, and we stand on the side of those countries that build alternatives. And we organize, we take sides and we act, because the only answer to this world system of oppression is a movement of liberation against capitalism in every country. Viva Venezuela! Hasta la victoria siempre! And end imperialism now!
Let's do some more chants. Make sure they can hear us. I know it's cold, comrades. We're gonna wrap up in a bit, but let's continue just for a little longer. Viva, viva! Venezuela! Viva, viva! Venezuela! Viva, viva! Venezuela! Viva, viva! Venezuela! The people united! Will never be defeated! The people! Parliament for showing Downing Street that we are building a movement, and tonight is not the end, it is the beginning. The thing that we need to do above all is be organized. The thing that we need to do above all is continue to come out into the streets in this movement, not just for Venezuela, but the Sudan, of Yemen, of the Congo, of Cuba, for all of that, for Gaza, come out day in and day out. It is really important that we are challenging the imperialist, disgusting mouthpieces of the ruling class, that we are challenging outlets like The Guardian, who pose themselves as leftist and then pump lies and lies into our brains and into our opinions and manufacture consent for operations like this. We are protesting The Guardian on Wednesday. Every single person, as many people and more that came out tonight, have to come to the protest on Wednesday. We will assemble in King's Cross at 6 p.m. Wednesday evening, and we are going to march to The Guardian and say we are charging you with the crimes. We are charging you with these crimes of imperialism, not just in Venezuela, but also in Palestine and all over the world. So let's chant one last time. I want to say we are Fight Racism, Fight Imperialism, the revolutionary communist group. We are demanding that Maduro be released. We are demanding occupation out of Venezuela. We are demanding an end to imperialism, and we are going to fight for socialism and fight for an anti-imperialist movement in this country. We are against the Labour government. We are against the state, the imperialist state in Britain. So one last time, Viva, Viva! Venezuela! Viva, Viva! Venezuela! Viva, Viva! Venezuela! Viva, Viva! Venezuela! Hands up! Venezuela! Hands up! Venezuela! Hands up! Venezuela! Hands up! Venezuela! Labour Party, shame, shame! Labour Party, shame, shame! All the crimes in your name! All the crimes in your name! Labour government, shame, shame! Labour government, shame, shame! All the crimes in your name! All the crimes in your name! Thank you, comrades. Que viva Venezuela! Que viva Maduro! Que viva Chávez! Que viva el socialismo! Thank you all. Please be safe going home. Please go home with your comrades. Do not go alone. The British police are racist, imperialist police. They do nothing but defend the state. They will do shady shit. So please go home and be safe. Thank you, comrades.
Hi everyone. One other quick thing to announce, maybe slightly too late. Fight Racism, Fight Imperialism are also holding a public webinar, Hands Off Venezuela. That's going to be on Wednesday the 14th at 6:30, and hopefully we'll be joined from comrades on ground in Venezuela who can tell us about the situation where they are. To join that, you can have a word with me, or you can put into your web browser bit.ly/Venezuela Watch. That's VZLA Watch.